Hey folks, welcome to a new video series I'm trying to do called Behind the Play. Now, when I say it's new, it's not exactly brand new. I actually toyed around with the concept of the show quite some time ago, even did a couple of pilot runs of the series, but then it kind of just went on the back burner. And part of that was just my own laziness, and part of it was because I thought maybe I might be producing this type of content for someone else. But that, don't really know whatever happened with that, basically, and so I decided that I would bring it back and do it on my own YouTube channel. So the series is coming back, and I try to publish regular videos to this series at least once a week, if not more, and just try to keep it something consistent that I do on this channel on top of the vlogs and other things that I do. So this episode is going to be a little bit longer than normal because I'm kind of introducing the series, but essentially what I want this series to be is me taking a look at cool CSGO plays. And what I mean by that is in some cases I'll be looking at unique tactics I've seen a team run. Usually I'll just try to keep up to date with new tactics that I'm seeing as I'm watching games or working with games. If I happen to see something I haven't seen before, I want to bring attention to that and highlight it as like new innovations are coming out for the game. So that's going to be part of it, just kind of neat new tricks that I'm seeing people try to do. Usually specific executes or tactics is what I'm thinking about when I say that. However, I also want to maybe look at some oldies but goodies, maybe some tactics that we haven't seen in quite some time or that happened quite a long time ago, but I felt like they were really cool and they really had an impact on the metagame and really just kind of were having a heavy impact at the time that they were introduced. So like I said, some oldies but goodies type stuff as well I'll try to throw in here. Not only am I going to look at tactics though, I may also just look at some default setups that I think teams run very well. Maybe there's a particular team that I think has just a well-polished default on a particular map, and I kind of want to take a look at that as well. So basically, it's kind of a catch of all related to CSGO tactics and strategy, and even maybe some stuff on the CT side in the future as well. So that's basically what I want the show to be, and I'm going to try to mix it up between new stuff and oldies but goodies. I'm going to try to mix up what maps we take a look at as well. That way you're not seeing the same map every single week, and that's really just kind of what I'm trying to do with the show. I don't really have necessarily like really fine-tuned details about it. I'm sure I'll add new production elements at different times as I run with it, but as like Thorin actually said in the video, and that's kind of what made me finally jump on this, is you don't have to have your first thing perfect. Just start doing something and then build it up gradually. That's what I hope to do with the show. I hope that even though these first few episodes might be a little bit rough, that maybe in the future I can add new things to it and make it even better. But what I wanted to do with this first episode of bringing back Behind the Play is actually take a look at something new that I saw from the ELEAGUE Major. What we're going to be looking at is a smoke setup that Team Liquid used against Envious in the group stages of the ELEAGUE Major in Atlanta. And I think that this kind of flew under the radar for many different reasons. One, it was because it was a crazy long game. It went into multiple overtimes. Envious, of course, winds up winning the game. There was a big play involved where JDM got this crazy ace, which started this big comeback from Liquid to even get it into overtime. But like I said, Liquid ultimately lost. Liquid ultimately doesn't make it out of the group stages. Neither does Envious. And so you had this situation arise where a bunch of different things kind of happened to where I think that this play maybe didn't really get noticed. And so I wanted to bring attention to it because I thought it was really neat. Now, we're going to see two different versions of this. One version is actually a fake, and then one version of it is actually straight up executing the site that the smokes are being used for. And in the case of the fake, it actually doesn't work, but I still saw a lot of potential in it and something that could work in the future. Or certainly could have an impact, and maybe something that, you know, can be added to the playbooks of teams going forward as they're playing cash. So without further ado, let's get in game and take a look at it. We're going to start out with kind of just a map overview so I can show you how people are setting up and what they're trying to achieve. Then we'll actually get into the game, first person perspective, show you how they're lining up these smokes, and then we'll also just do kind of a bird's eye view and kind of get a feel for what these smokes can really do and how it can be used as a straight up execute or, like I said, as a fake. So yeah, let's get into it now. So basically we're in game now, and what you're going to see is Hiko, who's normally the guy playing Squeaky Door, is actually going to go and check and make sure that no one's actually pushing. That way he knows he can safely set up to do his smoke. ELEAGUE kind of doing the same thing at middle, just maybe making sure no one's doing any type of counter boost or making sure that no one's actually going to be pushing directly through middle main. That way he can set up his smoke as well. And then you have JDM watching for a B push or just playing in this general area. And then you're going to have Nitro and Pimp, who are going to be lining up kind of the key smokes for what you're about to see. And basically what happens is you're going to see some smokes that land around here, and then a couple of smokes that land around here. And two of which will be thrown from here, kind of just flying over all of middle and over the walls of the A-bomb site. And then, of course, Hiko and ELEAGUE will line up theirs outside of the A-bomb site. And this play doesn't actually work out for a couple different reasons that we'll see as we play through the video. For one, after the smokes go down, Hiko actually tries to throw a fake inside the A-bomb site by coming out of the squeaky door, but he's not able to actually get any kills or really create any true pressure. And so once he gets taken out and Envious doesn't really feel any pressure on the A-bomb site, they can begin to know that it's not an A hit and they can actually begin their rotation. Also, you'll see ELEAGUE actually gets caught inside middle as well. And so before Liquid can even run the fake and actually run into the B bomb site, they would just wind up running out of personnel, to be honest. I mean, they wind up going into basically a 3 versus 5. Not only that, but you'll also see Sixer is able to get in a pretty key position behind the box and checkers, and he doesn't really get detected. He's even able to step out and get a frag. And so basically Liquid just never really find their footing in this round, but I still think the concept was quite neat. So let's go ahead and take a look at it playing out here. So as you can see, Hiko, again, just kind of checking to make sure there's no pushes going on. You have Nitro and Pimp lining up their smokes inside this room here. Some people call it connector, some people call it useless. I'm not really sure what you like to call it, but you know what room I'm talking about. And so you're going to see all the smokes line up. So let's go ahead and just go into normal speed now so you can see the smokes get thrown, see where they land, and kind of see how Liquid wants to play off of it. As you can tell that after Nitro and Pimp throw their smokes, they're looking to do a B execute off. This is supposed to be a big fake. I mean, a lot of smokes are going on the A-bomb site. You can even see here that a rotate from Apex has taken place. Apex is normally like a solo rifler middle for Envious. One of the few players that actually do that, just kind of plays a solo rifling role on highway box. Kind of a unique feature of Apex. But you can see he's already bit on these smokes, and he's begun to rotate inside of the A-bomb site. You've even seen Kenny S actually come off of B as well. He's a pretty B-dominant opera. It seems to be the place he's very comfortable playing, but these smokes have even pulled him off as well. You're going to see him actually go over to middle. And so if Liquid were to just attack B now with these players waiting outside lobby, they would find a very vulnerable B-bomb site. I mean, only Sixer is really here to defend. So the smokes have done their job. Now, Hiko's goal is just to try to maintain pressure on A to keep these people in place and maybe even further sell the A attack so this execute can come in. But as you'll see, it just doesn't quite unfold the way they had hoped. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of let this thing play out. As you can see, Hiko is going to go into the A-bomb site, but he's going to get caught, and then ELEAGUE also got caught in the middle. Meanwhile, the players finally are making their way into B, and again, they do find a pretty empty B-bomb site, but unfortunately for them, Sixer was hiding behind the box and checkers the entire time, so he gets a kill. So it basically turns into a 2v5 for a brief moment, and then in the actual post-plant phase, it's going to be a 2 versus 4. And so there's really no way for them to win this round, but again, you could see how this could be useful, how the smokes really can sell a fake, because it's essentially similar to what the NIP 3 smoke on mid cobblestone does, where you throw the smokes from middle, make it look like it's a B hit, and you can very quickly get up mid slope to do an A attack. And this is very similar. You're throwing the smokes from a location that's very near the opposite side of what you're looking to attack. And so when these smokes go down, you're so close to be already to do the execute, so it becomes a really cool fake. So now we'll actually take a look at the players inside the round, so you can actually look at how they line up their smokes. And like I said, we'll do a bird's eye view so you can actually see how the smokes are laid on the site, and then we will go into a round where you see them actually do a straight up A execute off the back of it. So we'll take a look at the first smoke that gets lined up from outside the B lobby. It's going to be Nitro. As you can see, he'll just go up against this wall by where that little caution sign is, lines up with a decal on the one wall, turns around, lines up with another decal above the garage door, and then it's just going to be a jump throw that he's going to do. And we'll actually try to follow his smoke as well so you can get an idea of where it lands. It's going to be one of the ones that lands here over by squeaky door. And now we'll actually take a look over at Pimp's smoke as well. So I'm going to take a look at how Pimp lines up his smoke. He'll come the same way as Nitro, but he'll actually just kind of line up right where the shadow meets the sun. And then you'll see he'll also kind of use a decal on the wall between the 2 garage doors, aim a little bit higher than that, and his will also be a jump throw So outside of the two smokes that we see Pimp and Nitro throw, we can see ELEAGUE and Hiko will just throw some standard smokes lining up that you normally see over on the A-bomb site. So now I kind of want to just give you a bird's eye view of how things look inside of the A-bomb site once all the smokes are laid down. So as you can see, these smokes do kind of a similar thing on default smokes, just kind of block vision for quad and MBK to actually get any vision of someone coming out of A main. It also has blockages on anyone trying to play forklift, as well as anyone trying to come up highway to look into the A-bomb site, as well as also anyone playing by truck safety spawn looking into A main. So this is a great job of blocking off all the retake points. It also leaves a little bit of a walkway as you come out of the squeaky door to actually peek still directly inside the site with maybe a follow-up flashbang or something like that to come into A. And so we are going to see the smoke setup used actually again in a straight up A execute, but I just wanted to kind of give you a bird's eye view of what the smokes look like that were used on the A-bomb site. Again, the whole point of this round was to create a presence on A, to make it look like an A hit and actually fake into the B-bomb site. Obviously doesn't work out, as we mentioned already, but now I want to take a look at a future round where Liquid throws the same smokes but follow it up with an actual A execute that is successful. So as you can see in this round, we're going to have Nitro and Pimp lining up the exact same smokes from outside the B-bomb site, except this time you will have JDM already sitting inside A main, and other players just waiting to congregate at A for an actual A execute. So we're inside the site now. We're actually seeing players being able to actually get out A main. Hiko also looking to come out of the doorway at the same time. Do have a player actually inside the site. In fact, two. Molotovs are also going to come in here to clear out quad box area. Flush people into the site. We're going to see him actually have space to wrap around the site with some good flashes will allow him to get in. He gets a bit blind, but this CT stuck up against the box avoiding flashes, so the entry's still going to come in there. And then from here, they're just able to really clean up the site, to be quite honest. So that just kind of goes to show you how those exact same smokes that were used before as a fake can actually be used to follow up into an A execute, where they're able to wrap the site and use flashes and kind of use the smokes as pathways for protections to set up different Molotovs and flashes to be able to clear the bomb site. And so, all in all, as we kind of finish off things here, I just see a lot of potential in this smoke setup. I think it does a great job of allowing a player to get out squeaky, still having vision onto the site, not completely blocked out by what a default smoke might do. It still does all the same things on protecting people coming out of A main from being spotted by anyone CT, highway, quad, or MBK. And again, it just has that ability to look like two different things, like an A hit and then like a fake into an actual B execute. And so I think that the key to this is really just the two smokes that are thrown from this room. I think that's kind of what adds a little bit of extra flavor to what's happening on the map. And so I think it'll be cool to see how teams can try to implement smokes similar to these from this exact same room to set up, you know, A executes or A fakes into B executes. Just thought it was a really neat play that I saw during the E-League Major. Again, I think it kind of flew under the radar because so many other things happened in this particular matchup, and then just so many things happened in the Major outside of this one map in group play. But I caught my eye while I was watching and just kind of wanted to bring it to your attention and thought that maybe you folks might think it was kind of neat. So that's going to do it for this episode of Behind the Play. Be on the lookout for more. Like I said, I'll do a mixture of new stuff and oldies but goodies, and I'll try to mix up what maps I do it on as well. If you guys have any feedback, please provide it. Again, this is my first time really trying to get this series going and try to do it consistently, so your feedback's always appreciated on what maybe you'd like to see me add or change, or how I can make things different, just make it better going forward. Or maybe if you have a particular play that you remember seeing that you would like to see highlighted, you'd like to see talked about and discussed, you know, feel free to let me know and I'll certainly look into that as well. Other than that, folks, I'll be doing this series as well as my normal vlogs and different things like that. If you enjoy my content, please follow and subscribe for more, and it certainly helps me out to get your support. So yeah, tune in next time for more Behind the Play.